Greetings YouTube, this particular video has been out for a while now. This is the extended gameplay footage trailer for Marvel's Avengers. I've already watched it, and I've already watched the video that came out I think 3 days ago, which clarified some of the gameplay details. Anyhow, I thought I'd take another look at it because you can kind of pick out certain details about what's going to happen, I hope, from this video, because sometimes these videos can be misleading, you know what I mean? Things like Anthem and Aliens, Colonial Marines are probably superb examples of how badly those can go. But you can glean some stuff from these videos. So, first section is Thor, here he comes. Obviously all this is like part of a cutscene. Those rifles are incredibly slow. I could probably dodge those. But here comes Thor. QTE. Opening move. I'm guessing you can't do that all the time. And now he's attacking with the hammer. You don't need me to tell you that. But there's a warning icon there to indicate that he's coming under attack. 3-hit combo there. Was that a finisher? See, I'm pretty sure that some of the HUD is missing. Hovering in the air. What does that remind me of, hovering in the air? I was playing it recently, Devil May Cry. But those definitely strike me as finishing moves, but there doesn't appear to be a prompt for them. Which makes me wonder, are they automatic, or how does the player know whether to execute them? God of Thunder, can't he just fly over that? But never mind. I'm nitpicking. Guessing that's a special ability to throw the hammer. And now that he hasn't got the hammer, standard 4-hit combo, or maybe it's 3, maybe that 2 punches is 1 hit. Hold the hammer back to him. So that's pretty cool, that is. So he can call the hammer back whenever he likes. Maybe this game picked up a trick or two from God of War. Another QTE. It's difficult to see what those icons are down at the bottom right hand corner. I like the fact that the health gauge disappears when it's not being used. Quite a nice little touch. I do quite like the gameplay in this video, I must admit. These guys have some sort of extra weapon. It doesn't seem to give them any defense. And now here he is spinning the hammer, and he threw it in a circle around him there. So he's not just limited to that standard hit combo with the hammer. He can do more than that. And here we have, right, that's the left hand power. It's some sort of souped up attack mode. And now it's run out, yep. That's what one of the icons down at the bottom was. Alright. I was wondering, incoming, I don't remember Iron Man coming in for this one. Guns with shields on the front. Spinning it up. Oh, and he's just got blown back. And is this his other... Right, this is some sort of alternate move that he's got. Is that like an ultimate? Hard to tell without details. I think at this point we're switching to Iron Man. And this bit is very much on rails. It's like pew pew pew. This is basically like those old Space Invaders games. Are these guys going to shoot back? No, I don't think they're going to shoot back, which kind of makes me wonder why they're hovering so slowly in front of him, just letting him shoot him. Noah North doing the voice of Iron Man, of course. I'm just watching his health gauge. It's staying where it is, so it doesn't appear to have... It doesn't appear to self-regenerate, at least not in this section. Kablooey. And now we go for the ground-based section. Now it's good to see that he's got his health regenerated now. He's got the hand repulsors, of course. Got his chest RT there. I'm going to assume that's his power at the bottom right hand corner. Took a hit there. His health gauge went up when he made a kill. That's interesting. So you regain health by beating up bad guys.
Something else going on here.
I'm not sure what he did there. That was some sort of charged attack. And then he's got the wrist rockets, of course. They're hitting all the right bases with these powers. I like that.
They take it back. They've got pulsar tech.
Who does it switch to now? Oh, I think this is the Hulk's section, isn't it?
Someone's initiated the security protocols.
Yeah. Aircraft carrier lifts off the ground.
Smells like a heist. We're heading back.
Negative. Secure the bridge. Those weapons can't get into the city.
Copy that. You're up, Bruce.
I'd ask how the bad guys always manage to get past security, but at this point in video game history, it's kind of a waste of time, isn't it? Incoming! And here we go into the Hulk section. If I were you, I wouldn't be standing that bloody close. So he's got a grab. Got like different slam moves by the look of it. I have no idea how any of these guys are getting up off the floor. Then again, video game, really, they shouldn't have been getting up off the floor after any of these people have been hitting them. They're definitely dead. And this feels scripted again. He's got some sort of dodge move, even though it's not very far, but it was definitely a dodge move. Makes me wonder if that hurling the tank like that is crashing down in front of the tank. Might have been a combat move, but knocking it over the edge felt scripted. Looking at so many scripted sections, it does make me wonder how many of those are going to be in the rest of the game.
Annoying little guys, aren't they? On my way.
Just in case the first slam attack didn't do enough damage. I do like how they cue the jumps using the coloured ramps, taking a cue out of Uncharted's book, perhaps. And of course I bring up Uncharted, that was cool. And I bring up Uncharted obviously because Nolan North again.
You know, I was thinking today was going to be more fan clubs and funnel cakes. Focus, Tony.
Tony, focus, you must be ridiculous. You must be thick. Anyway, yeah, very pre-scripted, this first section, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because, again, to go back to Naughty Dog's work, they do pre-scripted all the time, but they do it very well. In fact, they do it like this. It's just, it leaves me wondering what the rest of the game is going to be like. I forgot more of that move. Gamma Clap? What's that move called? I don't know. Everything's formed very convenient ramps. Right, this is a funny moment. Because all this is pre-scripted and it's... I can't help, here comes Black Widow's section, but I can't help but feel but be reminded of Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2. Because if you played the demo for that game, it opened in the castle and Dracula... Oh, sorry, it's Captain America's section first. But it opened in the castle and Dracula you were playing as. You fought off this monstrous mechanical medieval mech. And the opening was awesome, and then the rest of the game was just kind of ho-hum. Kind of, yeah. The combat system in Lords of Shadow 2 was way better than the first one. But I am somewhat wary of games having impressive startup sequences like this, and then the rest of the game just being sort of drab by comparison. I like how even in this even in what is effectively... He appears to have an actual block move there. Or at least it looks like. It has an aim move and a block. Because I saw him raising the shield in front of him. Not very many of the characters up until now have had cause to block. Shield's resisting it, he can charge it. I suspect that particular move would have been much more impressive if there had been one or two more enemies in the area. Red flash attack there. I forgot that was there, but an attack. That flashed red, I'm going to assume that that means it's unblockable. And that little white triangular icon that appears above their heads, I'm assuming that's the I'm about to attack you icon. I'm not quite sure what he did there, it cut to the cutscene too damn quick. I'm going to assume it was his ultimate and somehow his shield now has the ability to devastate an entire room. Anyhow. Onwards and forwards. I think I'm right in saying that was Camilla Khan, is that how you pronounce her? I don't actually know anything about her. Maybe I will after this game. Here comes Taskmaster with his sonic bomb.
That is an entrance.
Yeah. Generally when you see trailers like this, I always... nowadays I tend not to take trailers on face value. Because in the past, as I've said, trailers have bullshitted before. But the only company you can trust trailers for, I feel, is Naughty Dog, really. Because what you see in their trailers is what you get. You see the cutscenes, you see the gameplay, that is exactly what you're going to get in the game. So those guys you can trust. Everyone else, not so much. And here comes Black Widow and Taskmaster. Now this, it's hard for me to get a read on Black Widow's moves in this section. Because, I mean, this section is pre-scripted, then we get this flight sequence, which as far as I'm concerned is lifted straight out of Batman Arkham Origins when the Dark Knight is battling Firefly. But the only other bit in this is the boss battle. And the problem with boss battles is, for it to be a challenge, the boss has to force you onto the back foot to be defensive. And that means you can't really go all out with your abilities. In all honesty, for showing Black Widow off, she could do with some minions to beat up first. Or as well. Instead of just a boss. I'm not complaining at the boss fight, you understand. It's just hard to get a read on what her moves are like. Again, red icon, assuming that it's unblockable, that she has to get out of the way. She's got a dodge move. She's got her twin pistols, of course. I'm just going to assume that the 2 gauges either side is just for the look of the thing. I'm also going to assume that she has unlimited ammo, that it regenerates. But again, it's of limited use against Taskmaster here, because he blocks most things.
Damn it. Hand it over.
Come and get it.
Unblockable.
Taking your usual notes.
What?
Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze.
The more I fight, the more you learn.
I think. There we go. Okay, now that's out of the way. So that was a last minute dodge there. I'm thinking the equivalent of a counter move. You saw her pull her electric batons out. Is that any different to regular moves? Do you press a button to switch your equipped weapon? Again, with a lack of interface, it's a bit difficult to tell. She also showed off her grapple there. I'm assuming the yellow marked attacks you can counter. The red ones you just have to get out of the way. I'm assuming the grapple is part of her counter as well, because she seems to execute it whenever the yellow icon appears. Yeah, because she can attack, but she has to keep on backing away, so it's hard to get a read on where her on what her range of melee attacks are like. The others, you kind of get a feel for
What are you
them.
gonna do with it? Sell it to the highest bidder?
I'm after something much more valuable.
Also noticed that Black Widow has a health bar, Taskmaster doesn't. Maybe this game doesn't go in for health bars, that's fine.
Not a chance.
I was just going to say, has he actually put his sword away? Now he's gone all evasive,
Investigation left you.
because Taskmaster can adapt to any, can learn your moves just by watching you.
I'm done talking.
Coward.
What's the matter?
And I'm assuming this is the equivalent of her ultimate, or is it a special ability? Again, lack of on-screen HUD makes it difficult to know. And you know, is it scripted? I'm assuming it's a special ability. It might not be. Kind of hard to tell. Now this is the game overview trailer, and I was a bit initially worried that the game might be a bit drab and grey. Obviously AIM. I don't know much about AIM. They're kind of like Star Labs, except the bad guys. Advanced Idea Mechanics, I think it stands for. But yeah. So when I see all these robots here being manufactured, I kind of think to myself, we're going to have to fight loads of cookie-cutter clone enemies, aren't we? Again, I think this is, I'm right in saying that this is Camilla Khan. Again, I know nothing about it. Bit of gameplay. See there, she stumbled when she reached the edge of the cliff. And that makes me think that maybe the rest of the game will have little bits scattered around it, you know, that are interactable. And we see some of the customization. We get outfits here. So different outfits is showing off. Oh, Ms. Marvel. So we've got objective, skills, gear, appearance, collections, roster. Lots of different resources down the bottom of the screen. 2 different currencies at the top right. That makes me think microtransactions. But overall, it's skill trees as well. It's sort of giving off Marvel Spider-Man vibe to me. I was a little bit worried because they talk here about having single player but also up to 4-player co-op. I was a little bit worried it was going more towards the Destiny or you know, Anthem side of things. So it's like, no, please don't do that. Make a single player game first. Again, I was worried about having drab environments, and she just did a finisher there that we didn't see in the main campaign. You know, again, Black Widow would have benefited from that. May 15th. Where's my mouse? There it is. There we go. So yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better now that we've had the gameplay trailer, but we've also gotten a look under the hood, so to speak, at what the inner screens are probably going to look like. I say probably because, well, you know, some developers, some publishers keep on messing the developers around, or the developers can't make up their mind what they're supposed to be doing, and they make a mess of it. So I refuse to get too overhyped for games nowadays. As I say, Naughty Dog is the only developer whose gameplay trailers I will trust implicitly. Everybody else, no. Anyone who says, believe the hype, you really don't believe the hype. Not until the game comes out. And then only when you're about 20 hours in. Then maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the levels are going to look like. Are the levels going to be reused? Because you see that map with all the locations dotted around it. Are you going to reuse maps because they're in the same location for the different missions? Are you going to fight the same bad guys over and over again? Because things like Batman Arkham and Spider-Man have thugs that all fight the same, but they have their own unique clothing. And I mean, those games, you don't have to go as far as like Shadow of War, really customizing the individuals. But yeah, I think anything they can do to give more enemy variety is a good thing. I've got an itchy nose and I wish I hadn't. Anyway, yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better having that video from about 3 days ago showing the mechanics under the hood. But yeah, as always, we'll wait and see. This is 15th of May. I'm going to have to... Actually, I'll check me... Come on, I shall check my schedule now. "15th of May. Ooh! I was a bit worried that it might clash with Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. I was wanting to do a review of that, but no, I've got an empty slot for this, so I can do a full review of it. You know, assuming Dreams doesn't come out from Media Molecule, that'd knock this straight off my roster. Anyway, I'm really waiting for that game. Anyway, like, dislike, comment, subscribe and share, all that jazz. See you next time.